Hey, Westback here. We got another one. Today we'll be looking at some crazy TikTok that might just reprogram your reality. Let's dive in. But hey, don't forget to sub up though.
It's called Leave the Earth Behind.
This the one with Julia Roberts.
Yeah. One with the Teslas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed the two kids wearing the t-shirts.
No, I didn't.
One kid wearing an Obey t-shirt, and the other girl was wearing a NASA t-shirt. Obey NASA.
Oh.
A lot of people were saying, NASA, what does that? Is a code for Satan. Everyone's saying like, oh, that NASA doesn't even spell that word. NASA always starts their countdown with T minus.
Yeah, what's T minus?
The missing letter to complete the word.
No, that's crazy.
The symbolism in the beginning and the middle and in the end.
Yeah.
The way they moved the movie was like through water, right? So there would be a painting behind the bed frame in the beginning, and it would just be calm waves, right? And then as the movie progressed and it got like crazier, then it would be wavier. There would be another painting, wavier.
Oh,
and then at the end, it would be pure chaos.
Crazy.
We have all been programmed to believe that there is no land at the North Pole. Just a bunch of ice sheets, nothing to see here. What if I told you that this is far from the truth? Not only is the North Pole home to the most exceedingly high mountain in the world, Mount Zion, the mountain of God, which is spoken about all throughout the Bible, it is also home to paradise, the Garden of Eden, which is still here to this day. Now prepare for a big awakening. This is one of the first ever maps created of the North Pole in the 1500s. Now I want you to focus on the middle here. You have a mountain with a river coming out of it, and then you have 4 rivers coming out of that river in the middle. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. So you have the river flowing out of Eden, which is directly under Mount Zion, and then you have the 4 rivers parting from that one big river. A lot of people think that God took the Garden of Eden to heaven, but why would he be guarding it with cherubims and a flaming sword if it was in heaven? Now back to the map, that mountain in the middle, it is called the Rupus Nigra. It's straight from Wikipedia. Rupus Nigra means black rock. Rupus Nigra is a black rock magnetic mountain located at the North Pole. Funny how the biggest investment company in the world is BlackRock. They know the truth. Not to mention, Rupus Nigra is 33 French miles wide. Remember who loves the number 33? The Freemasons. So soon after this map came out, the map started looking like this. Unknown region, what is that? Here's your NASA satellite footage, just a couple of big black holes in the center. Oh, nothing to see here. So here I am in Psalm 48. Look what it says here. The city of our God and the mountain of his holiness, beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, because it's in the center of the earth, on the sides of the north. So this mountain is the joy of the whole earth, and it is in the north. Look what it says here, beautiful for situation. Beautiful for situation, the biblical usage is the elevation, the height. This is an exceedingly high mountain. It's not the Mount Zion, which is in Jerusalem, which is only 2,500 feet high. That's a foothill. That mountain was named after the real Mount Zion. And the devil taking him up into an high mountain, he showed Jesus all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. Where did he take him? Took him to the exceedingly high mountain in the middle of our earth in the North Pole. Now here's even more proof. This is a live view of the wind finder at the North Pole. What is that big old thing there blocking the wind? Guys, Mount Everest cannot even divert the wind. But there's something here at the North Pole that is diverting the wind. If y'all want a part 2 of this series, let me know in the comments. And if you guys are looking to be part of a community of people who know these truths, with myself included, we're going to be having weekly calls in my Discord. Go click the link in my bio and join right now. Peace.
Wow, that's a lot.
Theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind?
Well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there. And we are, actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow. The rest of the world would follow. That's the importance of this country. And when you look at some of the things that these people are saying with defund the police and no borders, open borders, everybody just pour right into our country. No testing, no nothing. You know, you talk about testing, no testing. Mexico, as you know, has a very high rate of infection. The wall is now going to be next week 300 miles long. Our numbers are extraordinary on the border. And this is through luck, perhaps, more than talent, although the talent is getting it built when one party refuses to allow it. You don't hear talk about the wall anymore. But I will say this, we need strength in our country, not weakness.
Trump said when the U.S. falls, the rest of the world will follow. I think he's trying to tell us something.
People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what, if I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine with that.
Oh, that's gross. Is he munching? No way. No way.
This is why society is programmed to always eat fast food. Everywhere you go, you see a fast food restaurant, and there's a deep meaning behind this. Because if you notice, it's not a lot of options that's good for you. It's actually the complete opposite, and here's why. If you produce processed food that's cheap to make, then sell it for more than double the price. The government makes almost 100% profit off the people that decide to eat fast food. This is why healthy food is more expensive, because they can't process it. They even inject most meat with hormones to make it bigger. The reason why is because if you eat a burger, it fills you up faster. But a couple things happen after you get done eating fast food. First, your stomach starts to hurt. This is because your body can't really use anything you just ate for its own benefit. Then you get tired because there is no type of energy in what you just ate. They even serve this food with things like soda or Dasani, which is literally the worst water to drink because of all the chemicals that's inside this water. But why would the government want us to consume so many bad things and advertise it? A theory is that this is a method to lower the vibration of society. As humans, we are all powerful and made up of energy. But if we constantly consume things that are processed and bad for our bodies, it'll naturally lower our energy, which is why you get tired afterwards. And I'm sure we all heard the saying, you are what you eat. So if you eat a lot of processed junk, naturally you're going to feel like it. Make sure you're staying mindful of what you're eating because
reality is scripted. Listen to this video and then make a decision for yourself.
Better wake up and find out has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it. Example, Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John Kennedy was elected to Congress 1946. Abe Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John Kennedy was elected president 1960. The names Lincoln and Kennedy both contain 7 letters. Both presidents were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both of the president's wives lost children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday in the head. President Lincoln's secretary was named Miss Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Miss Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy in 1939. Both assassins were known by 3 names: John Wilkes Booth, Lee Harvey Oswald. Both names are comprised of 15 letters. President Lincoln was shot in a theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car named Lincoln, made by Ford. John Wilkes Booth ran to a theater and was caught in a warehouse. Oswald ran from a warehouse and was caught in a theater. Booth and Oswald were both assassinated before they could go to trial. And a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe.
See, I told y'all, your reality is scripted. A lot of people cannot fathom that. They cannot believe that we are in a video game. But yet people get infatuated and play video games every single day. You never get tired, do you? And this is how I'm able to break things down using gematria, because we're literally in a game. Again, all the world's a stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays in many parts. So yeah, y'all, we've done this over and over and over again. They're giving you the same story, sometimes with different faces and different names. That's all they're doing. This is the definition of being in a time loop. This is the time anomaly that we're in. They're just giving us different stories with different names and different people, different faces. Let me know what y'all think about this video. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Let me know what y'all think. Do you think it's actually a pure coincidence with those numbers and those years, or you think it's staged and pre-planned? Like, the math is mapping way too well. Like, it's just adding up way too well. Like, if it's a coincidence, like, I'll be shocked. But yeah, let me know what y'all think.
Do you have O negative or pH negative blood? Let's go down the blood type rabbit hole. Before we get into the science and conspiracy of the blood type rabbit hole, let's start by going over God showed me the significance in the O negative blood. He gave me a dream where I was on this beast system bus. Everybody on this bus was hooked up to IVs. The second I went on the bus, the signal for my phone dropped, and I found out through a mental type thing that the only way you got signal for your phone was by giving your blood, aka your life force. And there was a nurse checking on all the patients on the bus hooked up to IVs, and she looked at me and said, "Don't go anywhere, sir, we'll get you in 1 minute." And instantly in that moment, everyone on that bus knew that I was O negative, and her face turned all devilish and turned into a demon face. So let's start at the tip of the iceberg and work our way down. Why is this O negative, RH negative blood? Why is it so sought after? Well, first we need to understand, even biblically, that the blood is the life force of the human, of the animal. In the Old Testament we see blood sacrifice, even Jesus, blood sacrifice. And God even commands us not to ingest the blood. So that's why with like satanic covens and witch covens, we see the ingestion of this blood. But what makes O negative so much different than these other blood types? Well, I went down the freaking rabbit hole, and I was in uncharted waters, and I came across this guy who worked for a federal agency. I'm not going to say which agency and which country he was working for, but they were actually seeking after these O negative blood types. There's something very special about them. Their blood was not tainted. Now, what certain agencies have found is that in this blood type, the O negative, it's negative for all the add-ons that's happened to A, B, and AB blood. So the people who generally have this kind of blood are much more likely to disassociate by trauma without going crazy or passing away. So that's where we get into MK and to altered mind states. Now also with this O negative blood, the individual is more electronically charged and more spiritual. So you'll find the O negative blood type, if they don't know Jesus, as the people who practice divination and sorceries and all of these things, because they are more spiritually inclined and more energetically inclined. And these are the kind of people that can download things just from sitting there. I know I'll just sit there and I'll just know things I shouldn't know, and later I'll look at it and find out it was correct. Just the ability to download stuff from the ether. It's really, really wild. And if you're O negative, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, so they have these people. They've also had, like Looking Glass, and they've also, in World War II, they were using people to astral project into as spies in the spiritual realm into other places to see what these people were doing, and they're reporting back, and they had groups of people, 5 and 10 people, who would all go to the same place, come back and tell them the same things when their body never left. But once again, they're more spiritually inclined, so it's easier for them to do these things. You know, we were made as spiritual, energetic beings, a spirit in a body, and the spirit being electronic in nature, almost, to be able to receive and send signals. So what does the Bible say about Satan? He's going to blind the eyes of those in the world. Well, if you affect or attack the blood, you literally make the walking dead. Now, O negative is very, very rare blood. There's certain villages of people around the world who have a very high consistency of that blood type. You know, it's much more positive of A, B, or AB. And all these have added things to the blood cell, like you can see right here. And these added things affect the nature of the blood cell, aka the life force of the person. So years ago, I had blood banks trying to pay me a ton of money for my blood. So I was like, why is this blood so significant? I always knew I was a little bit different than other people around me, especially like, you know, zoning so far out to where things change around you, and just the downloads and these other weird things that go with it, right? And being able to feel certain things that are coming. And you'll go down the mainstream rabbit hole, the mainstream one, and they'll tell you, well, it's alien blood, and it's this. No, could not be farther from the truth. It is blood that has not been tampered with. This is going to go a whole lot deeper, so check in for part 2. Make sure you like and bookmark. And if you have O negative blood, tell me about your experiences in the comments.
There's a lot to unpack here. And he's right. There's certain blood banks that would pay certain people, of course, based on your blood type, a lot of money. There's actually people who make a little side hustle from it, funny enough. But let me know what you think. Hey, this brought us to the end of episode 2. If you're still here, I greatly appreciate you. Before you go, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you on the next one, but until then, peace and love.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever.